Peace. This is Watch for Wadswords Media, back at y'all for another round. And fight fans, huge news in boxing. As last night we found out, it's official. Shakur Stevenson is now being managed by Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing. This is big news because Eddie Hearn has proven to be one of, if not the best boxing promoter in boxing today. And Shakur Stevenson is now going to be in position to get these big fights that he's been trying to get. You see, because I even be seeing stuff in the comment section by these Canelo fans, and they be like, oh, Shakur Stevenson, he never fought nobody, he never fought nobody. Let me tell you the difference between Shakur Stevenson not fighting somebody. Well, I guess Oscar Valdez is a nobody, you know, because a lot of you Canelo fans were Oscar Valdez fans, and he beat Oscar Valdez, but I guess Oscar Valdez now is a nobody. But in any event, the difference between Canelo and Shakur not fighting anybody is that Canelo Alvarez has the ability to fight anybody he wants. All he has to say is the name, and that's it. He's got people lined up calling him out for the past decade. All he has to say is the name, and it would happen. But Canelo never wants to fight these guys. Shakur Stevenson, on the other hand, is ready, willing, and able to fight these guys. When the WBC had their annual convention last year, they mandated Shakur Stevenson to fight Pitbull Cruz for the lightweight title. Pitbull Cruz and his father were furious. They were upset. They were saying this ain't right, this isn't fair, why do we have to fight him, blah, blah, blah. They started making excuses. Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson is on Twitter like, yo, let's go. See the difference? Shakur, then they flat out, outright did not take the fight. They didn't fight Shakur Stevenson. Fine, Shakur Stevenson tried to go to the next one. He went to Lomachenko. He hit Lomachenko on Twitter and was like, on social media, was like, yo, you and me, let's go. And Lomachenko said, I still have unfinished business with Haney. So fast forward some, Haney ends up taking the fight against, I think, Regis Prograis at that time. So now Shakur circles back and is like, yo, what's up? No Haney, fight me. Lomachenko ghosted him, left him on red, didn't even answer. So he's been trying to fight Pitbull, Lomachenko, George Kambosos said no. Like, you name it, they've been saying no. The only person that actually negotiated with him was Devin Haney, but the negotiations didn't go too far. So now, being on Matchroom Boxing has another undefeated lightweight sensation in William Zepeda. Now, with Shakur Stevenson, and I was happy when I seen Shakur Stevenson with Eddie Hearn and Turki Al-Sheikh at the Crawford fight the other day, because I was like, oh, this is big. This means Shakur leaning that direction, or at least he's hearing what they gotta say. And sure enough, some few weeks later, confirmation, Shakur's a part of Matchroom. And now you got guys like William Zepeda who are promoted by Matchroom or on the Zone as well. So this fight with undefeated William Zepeda, who's 31-0 with like 27 knockouts, that's a good fight. His knockout percentage, his knockout ratio is really good. He's undefeated, lightweight. Now you could get a Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda. Good fight there. You could get a DAZN, you could get a Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis now. Now you could probably get that fight because, again, Eddie Hearn has established some really, really good partnerships in boxing. So you probably could get the Shakur Gervonta. Is a lot easier now to make because of the relationship that Eddie Hearn has and the money that Turki Al-Sheikh is throwing and working with Eddie Hearn side by side. this is big news. This is big news. So, and guess who else been, you know, linked to Eddie Hearn in the past? Yep, Devin Haney. So we might even get the Haney, Shakur Stevenson. These fights, these are big fights. Cepeda, Davis, Haney. These are big fights, and they can now be made easier with Shakur Stevenson signed to Matchroom and working with Eddie Hearn and Turki Al-Sheikh. This should be huge, huge. So I'm glad for Shakur Stevenson. We're going to finally get. Shakur was trying to get these big fights. Even when he was on Top Rank, the fight with, what's the name that I just mentioned right now? The fight with him, what's his boxing name? I just said his name too. Oscar Valdez, pardon me. It's early, it's like 7 in the morning. Oscar Valdez, that fight with Oscar Valdez, he was trying to get that fight for like 3 years, and Bob didn't want to give it to him. So now, no more Uncle Bob. Now, certain fights that he wanted should be able to make. Because Uncle Bob had Lomachenko, Uncle Bob had Oscar Valdez. There were certain fighters he didn't want to let Shakur have. But now, with Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, all these guys that Shakur been calling out, should be a lot easier to make these fights happen. That's all I got for now. Watch for Wise Words Media. Peace.